reaching out, but all I feel, I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you worse. The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me We've lost track of time, don't know how to feel, but I'm not sorry. I'm lost in your eyes, are you even real? But don't you worry, I'm not looking for the one. No, I just wanna have some fun. So let's get drunk tonight, 'cause fuck how we feel. But for now, I won't give it all away, 'cause I don't think I'll stay. No, I can't be the only one who doesn't wanna fall in love. Doesn't wanna fall in love. Doesn't wanna fall in love. Doesn't wanna feel. Doesn't wanna fall in love. May not see eye to eye, but we can be chill for just this moment. So turn out the lights and let's make a deal to just enjoy it. I'm not thinking about forever. I won't care if we don't end up together. Let's get high tonight, 'cause fuck how we feel, yeah. But for now, I won't give it all away, 'cause I don't think I'll stay. No, I can't be the only one who doesn't wanna fall the sea. Baby, I never say, for I will fall into the light. Every time I try to breathe, the moon will rise and carry me, for I've loved and I have died. So I'll hold back, and you should know that was never gone, just have regrets. So I'll go back, oh, would I guide me to forget the time I lost with no regrets, and the moon shine back again. And the moon shine back again. When I drove down to my base, while I blame the world's neglect, then I shine right back again. So I'll hold back, and you should know that was never gone, just like regrets. So I'll go back, oh, would I guide me to forget the time I lost with no regrets, let me forget.
It's hard for me to let go, but I think that I'm finally feeling good again. So hard cause I loved you, but I'm finally feeling like myself. All of the wounds that were opened by you are now closing. I finally know how to live without hurting myself. I think that I am moving on cause I do feel less broken. I needed a sign, this is a sign that I'm healing. I'm finally healing from you. I'm finally healing from you. Come off hardy. I'm just an imperfect person in this imperfect world, but I'm learning my way under this maze that I'm running through. Now when I think of you, I'm fine. See a picture of you, it will leave me alive. And now when I think of you, I'm fine. And all of the wounds that were opened by you are now closing. hurting myself. I think that I am moving on, cause I do feel less broken. I needed a sign, and this is the sign that I'm healing.
When the night was closing in, I was alone and so afraid. Couldn't see the light, no. Then my world began to spin. Where's the beginning and where's my omega? Have to make it right. Oh yeah, there's a moment when you know that every teardrop has to go. They be piling up inside. Inside this glow, could this moment be meant to be? lost in tunes and everything you ooze. The tempo of your beat, you bleed a melody. No one can control that old time rock and roll. No rule of gravity. And hey, can I follow you back to your room, watching you bloom in the light of the moon? Can I follow you back to your arms, wash it all off in the river of your heart? There's a million different songs that I learned to sing, watching you bloom in the light of the moon. Your loneliness will never be lost on me, so reach out and love and don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Turn up the stereo, the sound is taking hold. You dance like no one sees, a driving galaxy. The music of your soul, a symphony composed. Your words are wasted on me. Can I follow you back to your room, watching you bloom in the light of the moon? Can I follow you back to your arms, wash it all off in the river of your heart? There's a million different songs that I learned to sing, watching you bloom in the light of the moon. Your loneliness will never be lost on me, so reach out and love, don't be a stranger. Can I follow you back to your room, watching you bloom in the light of the moon? Can I follow you back to your arms, wash it all off in the river of your heart? There's a million different songs that I've learned to sing, watching you bloom in the light of the moon. Your loneliness will never be lost on me, so reach out and love and don't be a stranger.
Hey, Mr. Bully, won't you just see right through me? On the dying days when I ask for forgiveness or myself. Hey, Mr. Bully, what you think when you push me out of my own head where everything made sense? Breathing in the lies that keep me open from the truth that keeps me holding on to your loss. What do you think of me when you destroy what is inside me? I'll carry on. Say it's over when nothing's closer to what you're fighting for. close the chapter where I'm ripping out my pages. stop the fire under my skin, or light the blaze again that stood alive for ages. Breathing in the lies that keep me open from the truth that keeps me holding on, holding on to your loss. What do you think you'll find me when you destroy what is inside me? I'll carry on, I'll carry on, I'll carry on, I'll carry on, I'll carry
It's just another doorway to open up and see what kind of lifeline will be waiting there for me. I need to bury all these fears and let them fade away. I'm not scared, I'm prepared to find myself again. I wanna fly over mountains, I wanna reach the end, I'll rise up from the ashes, I wanna burn again. I'll find my way through the bitterness I'm feeling. I won't rest, I won't give up, I'm still healing. I'm still healing. I won't give up, I'm still healing. I fight the pain that I once let kill my vibe. I fear the day that I lose the chance to fight. So I stand up tall, ready to face it all again. And I will not fall, I won't lose again. I wanna fly over mountains, I wanna reach the end, I'll rise up from the ashes, I won't burn again. I'll find my way through the bitterness
Eyes on the target, no, no. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. They say I'm dangerous 'cause I broke all their cages. No, I won't sit and take it. No, no. They left me for dead, I guess I'll never learn. Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. There is a place where you can run free. Time does not exist. Take a chance when the road before us falls under our face. I can't hold on. I can't remain so strong. We have the same old bond, but everything is wrong. My love is gone, but I've been born. I can't make it on my
The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out, but all I feel is hollow. I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you worse. The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me We've lost track of time, don't know how to feel, but I'm not sorry. I'm lost in your eyes, are you even real? But don't you worry, I'm not looking for the one. No, I just wanna have some fun. So let's get drunk tonight, 'cause fuck how we feel. But for now, I won't give it all away, 'cause I don't think I'll stay. No, I can't be the only one who doesn't wanna fall in love. Doesn't wanna fall in love. Doesn't wanna fall in love. Doesn't wanna feel. Doesn't wanna fall in love. May not see eye to eye, but we can be chill for just this moment. So turn out the lights and let's make a deal.
Playing out of his
Just
mind,
enjoy.
this wouldn't even be a question. Endpoint win this. But now that Endpoint, they're not new players anymore, but they're players who haven't quite earned their stripes at the top 20 in the world yet. And for kenzie, it's going to start this round with a bit of aggression up through mid. So he spots the odd player, but he's not going to risk dying as Endpoint look to concave into mid.
Oh, no risks here from kenzie even. Evasive a second in Surreal. More info certainly gathered here, and Connector Shelfie has been identified, but Nerds ready to activate. On the lurk up here through Palace, one player has been spotted, but kenzie simply faster on the trigger. Maybe Nerds could have gone for just the info play here, but kenzie already on 3. Could they start off with a pistol round ace? That would certainly be one way to embolden themselves. Kinsey on 4. Mighty Max, the IGL, left to have a little bit of a cry. See if there are any bargains in the market to make them feel better. Kinsey checks it again. Will it be the ace? The ace is denied. But now everyone else is keen to hunt and avenge their fallen hero. Shelfie grabs for last, and forZe win out the pistol round.
Bad news, Harry. Kenzie is feeling it, which may start raising some alarm bells if you're a member of Endpoint, particularly a member of Endpoint who was hoping for a peaceful game, that's for sure, with forZe moving to their full buy. Fairly disciplined, surprisingly only 1 MP9, usually the Russian teams particularly favour 2, and they then go aggressive at mid. It's aggression at mid, just with 1.
And with the M4, there's going to be some good cover though. Playing down that market. Oh my goodness, Zorte. They are going to be a claimed rifle now. That's been taken away by Crucial. See if they can do anything more with it. That's 2 M4s down, Kremer. Crucial has taken out multiple players now. They wait for the next. Jerry was expecting that one. The information was good and it was acted upon, but Nerds clean with the 1 dig. The Desert Eagle has arrived. And will it be finding itself a small mouse of prey today? The answer will be no, as Norway and Shelfie pick up their own kills, but still an upgrade here. And this brings it to a 1 versus 1. The only real differentiator here, an HE on the side of Norway, along with, of course, that head armor and a diffuser kit. Mighty Max also with the head armor. So both of these players can survive a dink. It's going to be all about playing this timing, and Mighty Max might risk a long rotation around, but no. Backing off towards missiles once again. They want to play this safely from CT. Norway will a tap on the bomb occur? Indeed it will. Mighty Max takes a swing. How have Endpoint pulled this one away? Some real heroics. And honestly, Crucial, so clean with a deagle.
Really solid stuff, actually, and I am very impressed by Endpoint there, particularly Crucial's entry. He swings into underpass, where Zorte is holding him with an M4, and he knows Crucial's coming. There physically couldn't have been any other kind of handicap onto Crucial there, other than maybe his back was turned. Like, that's how difficult it was for Crucial to get that kill. He still 1-dig Zorte. And from there, it's just a snowball. Endpoint do a great job exploiting the gaps in forZe's defense when their attention is turned to mid. And with a 3-man commitment to B, Endpoint fairly soon may realize that forZe have rolled the dice with this stack.
A little on Nerds here, waiting for Jerry. Doesn't even suffer any damage, Kremer. And as this smoke begins to fade, also looking to redeem themselves from being the first pick in the previous round, and that's really what allowed for that attempt at a snowball to begin to happen. Crucial getting that M4 into hand was so important to taking out Kenzie, who was already on a hot streak from 4 kills in the pistol.
Endpoint looking to make their push through connector here, and the forZe, they're going to try and craft their defense off the back of a fairly heavy CT stack. Potentially a strong round from Zorte here, but the Palace presence means he can't hold the desired angle. So that will easily be punished, and he's smoked as well. Endpoint, they're not giving forZe an inch because they know the Russians will take a mile.
Boros! What was that? That was illegal. Oh, then again, most murders are illegal. Kremer, Kenzie, unable to get any killing blows. Boros takes a bunch of damage, but backs on off. A flawless round here from Endpoint. That's going to force out a second eco from forZe.
You're absolutely right. Remember, Harry, if you're being murdered, just say stop, because then they can't do it, because that's illegal.
Stop! That's illegal! I'll call the police.
And then they can't murder you anymore, because that's illegal.
Wait, we're the police.
That's true. If does that make it more of a crime?
CTs call if they're being bullied? The Mega Police. They call the Justice League.
they find another terrorism, the counter-terrorism department to call out. Maybe the bomb squad, I don't know. Maybe they go to the military.
Bring in the bomb squad.
Maybe the military, but then who did the military call?
The American military.
Oh, no, it's game over. in that sort of scale, who's at the top?
I don't know.
Thought. Endpoint.
I'm sure that'll be a contentious subject in chat. No one's going to have any opinions on the American military there.
Absolutely right. Crucial. They have got themselves an AWP. One of the only players to die last round. I mean, Sonic, why not bring out the AWP? You know that forZe are on a buy of their own. You also know that forZe don't have much money behind the buy, so it's a very safe assumption to think that they won't have an AWP of their own. Luckily, that assumption may be very right. So as Endpoint prepare their attack straight away, forZe really don't want to give up mid control. Look at this huge push coming from Boros.
This has been punished before. However, kenzie will escape with their life. A single bullet in their bum, but that's fine. Talk to a doctor about it. And kenzie looks to intercept the rush onto the site. This is a new tempo from Endpoint. It's so much quicker. Unfortunately for zorte, they can't grab the second. Bomb should be planted. Fair. Never mind. That's some beautiful wallbang in there from Jerry. Through the box, into the skull, out the other side, and the bomb now is an issue. Out in the open. It's revealed, Kremer. However, Shelfie going to be stopped helping out their mate. By surreal. Norway, though. Do they see the shadow? They must see the shadow. Easy. VAWP goes on down. Mighty Max now surrounded on both sides. This one's fallen apart for Endpoint. And it does not get better. forZe grab themselves another round that was desperately needed after that double eco.
That it was, and I quite like how they realised that Endpoint have made their... They've made their commitment to mid quite obvious, and their preference for mid quite obvious. So forZe's reaction to it is to just go for the biggest push you could possibly do while still having a defense on the other bomb sites. And that's a 3-man push up mid there. And while I think they don't really get as many kills as they'd have wanted to, you completely cut one of Endpoint's avenues of attack off when they end up heading over to A.
zorte with an AWP in hand, but Endpoint won enough in a row that they can afford another investment here, even another AWP. Do they catch that? Do they catch that flash roll? Not ideal. Empty with a FAMAS. The first player moves into view, but Boros is so quick when it comes to those headshots. And now, without window being covered, this needs to be contested potentially by zorte. Otherwise, they're going to get crept up upon. And Surreal keen to take that space away. zorte flicks upwards, but Crucial simply faster. Remember, this window duel will now be easy as for Silencer peeks on through. Peekaboo, Surreal's waiting, but Jerry's up high, utilizing the high ground as best as they can. Obi-Wan hasn't even come out yet, mate. And Mighty Max will oversee the bomb being planted. This one's going to be a big old save for Shelfie. And you know what, Kremer? Maybe a save for Shelfie. Our viewers as well. They can save too by using the code WINTER10 over at the Extra Fire store. They got some pretty awesome hardware. You and I are both wearing the H1 headsets at the moment. I'm not actually contractually obligated to wear it when I'm not casting this tournament, but I've left it on since Pinnacle Series number 1. I'm a big fan.
Have you? Yeah, I've quite enjoyed it as well. There's something that I thought was quite interesting was the other headsets I used. I didn't realize how little bass they had until I used the amplifier ones, and then just the amount of bass on them comparative kind of makes you sad at how much I was missing out. As there's some bloody good headsets, so I do recommend going to them. I also recommend that if you're a member of Endpoint, you start bringing out your popcorn, because this could be a very good game for you guys. With forZe on another shaky investment kind of around the AK, maybe pistols, maybe the odd bit of armor, but it's not a pretty buy by no stretch of the imagination. And for Endpoint, they realized this. Why not gut it straight to B? See if you could either instantly shut down the AK, or you run into an eco, you get a bomb plant anyway.
Norway going to be first to catch this one, Kremer. Blinded does a touch of damage. However, they cannot survive the extended fire of the AKs. Shelfie in the market has already decided, you know what, boys? Escort the AK. Protect El Presidente here. It's a pretty gaudy AK, the gold. Something an El Presidente would probably have. You've held a gold AK, haven't you?
I have held a gold AK. The safety was broken, which in itself is quite funny. But yeah, it's AKs are really cool, and I'll tell you why. When you reload, when you take the magazine out of a gun, usually ceasing it can be quite difficult afterwards. Early Stanag mags, which is the ones the M4 use, the early ones had a big problem where they would just fall out. But because the AK has that sort of banana grip, it's very easy to just tilt it up, slap the bottom of it, get it in there, and you're good to go. Also, AK's loud, very loud. That's another
Can you get a
thing.
silencer for an AK, or do they simply not fit?
You can, but I mean, like, they're loud in general. Even, you know, when you pull the bolt back and it goes click click, like,
Yeah.
even that is surprisingly loud. Granted, I wasn't quite a big room and there was an echo, but it's even
The
that
acoustics of this AK are fantastic.
yeah, it's terrific.
Ooh, this is an aggressive play from Shalfie.
They're hoping for the acoustics of forZe Screams, because right now, Shalfie, if he isn't able to get this kill, his teammates are in a big bit of trouble in mid.
Shalfie forced on out. Mighty Max spams into a wood, running low in the mag and running low on health as well. Shalfie manages to move alongside Norway, but Nertz. Beautiful assist on themselves there with the flash. They're looking in the wrong direction, though. Didn't expect a second to be up this aggressive. And so,
How's
4
Boros
versus
got here?
3 now. I don't know how Boris has got here. You know what? It feels like forZe are consistently leaving a hole in the window defense, and they are just trusting Endpoint not to exploit it. Like, they're going to be nice, right? And I'll tell you what, Boros is not one for mercy. Oh, it's going to be running with a util in hand.
Trouble.
Easy clapper, Rooney. Oh, Boros. Pick your moment,
Toying
son.
with him, isn't he?
Pick your moment. Easy clap. Never saw it coming. Guys, we'll have to hole in window again. Windows are always holes, moron.
So I'll say, does he actually save here? If they don't get a first kill in quickly, do we just see forZe save? The double push through apartments could be quite a brave ordeal to go through. Boris is on an off angle here. It certainly isn't a comfortable position for forZe. Oh, that pre-fire is nasty. Yeah, they back up and save. They go off and save. That's all they can do. Endpoint are going to go 6-2 up, and, well, we sort of hearken to the fact that Endpoint may be unproven with Boros and Nertz. I think all kind of worries and fears there have been quenched. They're looking mighty bloody good.
Endpoint win another. forZe aren't having much fun. If you're in the chat watching the Twitch stream, you could be having fun. If you hover over the Twitch stream, you'll be able to see an extension called Stream Cards, and they are one of our partners for this tournament. They allow you to make some predictions based on the current round and earn points. So if you are a big brain CSGO global elite chat, like I know all of you are, feel free to go and prove it.
He's got a 3-4k elo, kind of
Exactly,
FPLC steer. Yeah,
face at level 20.
The only players who are currently worse than the Twitch chat actually aren't in this planet.
It's true. You have a NASA brain for CSGO.
No,
Prove it. Zorte sits within the flames. Boros gives them the mercy kill. A bullet through the head as Norway lies in wait. Wants to avoid being smoked off. No flash to assist him going through here, though. Just for a moment, Mighty Max sees some legs and then sees the white hot flash of bullets, too. Boros will plant the bomb. No spam for now. It is allowed by Shalfie as they watch the gap, and the gap is populated. In the 2 versus 2 on the retake. Now the forZe to try and make this pincer work. Missiles is currently occupied by Shalfie. They're the player with a little bit more to do. Oh, a tap upon the bomb. That's one player revealed who's up in heaven, up in the palace. Nertz moves on down. Is there enough time for the defuse? Shalfie's going to give it a risk with the kit. And just about, it's going to be done. forZe finally pick themselves up yet another round crema.
Well, they do when it comes at a bit of strain. So their economy certainly isn't going to be out of the woods for quite a while. But, as you mentioned, it's still around. And it's still around in relatively comfortable fashion. I mean, sure, you let the opponents get the bomb down, but keeping 2 rifles alive is that extra boost moving to the round after. And for Endpoint, money ain't a problem. They've got bomb plants in most of the rounds they've been winning. Instead, they changed the pace here with a much quicker control in mid.
Endpoint look to prove wrong the Pinnacle odds and make some Endpoint bettors a lot of money. Our partners Pinnacle offering up-to-date odds on every single CS game and plenty of sports. So head on over there, use code WINTER22 on sign up. And I promise, you won't be shot into oblivion by Jerry. That's a like day guarantee. Oh, hello. Thanks for the defuse kit, mate.
Let's not make any promises we can't keep. You never know how...
It's true. Jerry's bloodlust
Jerry.
cannot be sated by my promises.
Yeah, he's an unpredictable fella. Sometimes he just sees the red tape just descends and he goes on a rampage. We're waiting for that in this Endpoint game, but we've heard rumours.
I've heard tale of the legendary Rage of Jerry. The mythical ability, Kramer. Bit of a raid boss. He's like the Hulk.
The sun's getting real low, big fella, and like, he kind of calms down, goes to the next fly round.
Oh, well, for nerds, that money's getting real low, but Boros is going to be in a position here to maybe buy for their mate. Crucial. We'll hold on to the AWP. An Endpoint looking pretty hot here on the T side.
Yeah, solid start for them, and something to highlight as well, particularly when it comes to Endpoint's T side, is that it isn't their preferred side. These guys have a much bigger reliance on their CT side. I would say about 60-40, the same percentages over on forZe as well. So this is really looking like a Endpoint map. We're already 10 rounds in, Harry.
Perhaps worrying. forZe bettors molding, cries free, etc., etc. You've all read the HLTV comments. Oh, forZe. How are you gonna unstick yourself from this one? Double orb seems to be potentially the preferred tactic here. But where do they want to play these orbs? Seems like mid control's been a touch less aggressive these last few rounds as Endpoint were controlling it. Is there going to be a little bit more active management of window?
There's only one way to find out, Zorte. It's a clean opening, and this time Endpoint sort of given up with this mid control. I'm surprised they've stopped going for mid, considering it worked pretty damn well last round. But Surreal is going to hope for an opening on B here, potentially catching Shalfie or Norway off guard.
Norway seems prepared for the moment. But a second man when it comes to these duels is going to be a little bit far away. The reposition from Shalfie will take a while with both that AWP and currently flying from that cat area. Norway calls him a reinforcement. Shalfie about turn for the moment. They are covered on the connector crossing, but that smoke is going to complicate things. In fact, it was put down by forZe. Might cause some problems later. Norway takes a swing, gets some info. Sees two, doesn't take out any for now. That's a bad miss, unfortunately. But Norway does not join them in the inaccuracy. Mighty Max a headshot. And Kenzie, they'll secure a man advantage. This walk here from Boros, yet to be seen. They're getting aggressive again, Kremer. And Boros continues to be rewarded for the accelerated pace that they bring. Kenzie was on a long flank, but the timing simply was not there. The rest of forZe moved too soon, and now this demands a 1 versus 2. Already noted from one side, Mighty Max begins to train the EWP on the likely spot of egress for Kenzie. Pre-fire's good. And it's even better onto Mighty Max. Can Kenzie clutch it? The answer's going to be no. Boros, 11 and 6 now.
Boros is really waking up, and he is really showing forZe that the new kid's on the block, and he doesn't want to share his toys. As Endpoint go 8-3 up, we see forZe with, yes, a buy, but it's not a great one. They've only got 2 pieces of aggressive util. They don't have any kits. There's not even an M4 over on Norway. This is definitely a strained position to be in if you're forZe. And with an early bit of control in mid, Jerry inherently starts with almost half HP.
Shalfie does their best to try and make this happen. Jerry wants to reinforce the previously occupied position, but corpses are being generated all around them as Crucial's found Zorte too. Kenzie But now doesn't see Nertz. Nertz on the drop. The pre-fire is solid. The accuracy is good. Surreal grabs Jerry. And Norway's now all alone. A Thamus. A touch of Kevlar. The little tear runs down his cheek.
Poor Norway. That's the hide. It's a messy kill onto Surreal, but it works. Question is, can he get the jungle? Looking unlikely.
What was that?
Never
Mighty
mind.
Max is so low, Kremer. This is now doable. 19 HP on one side, 11 on the other. A pair of AKs. And of course, armor versus head armor, but that doesn't matter. One bullet will decide the fate of this round. Norway doesn't know the position. They will move straight into the crosshair of Mighty Max, who played it calmly and was rewarded for their calmed emotions. Zen brings them to the finish line.
Sure, Mighty Max may prove his might, but for forZe, that wasn't really a 1v1, was it? They only killed 2 players there at the expense of 4, and that is some horrific... I'm no statistician, Harry, but those are some horrific percentages, particularly when you A, have no money, B, have no momentum, and C, you're 9-3 down on your CT side.
Zorte's 2-10 as an AWPer.
Zorte's 2-10 as the AWPer, and this is comparative to Crucial, who's currently going 10-7, second on the kill count of the whole server.
Bit of a yikes. Touch of a yikes.
I can't help but think that yikes is a bit of an understatement in this regard, Harry.
What's for Russian for yikes?
We can't say on stream.
Ah, okay.
I've already got in trouble once for that. I've learned my lesson about speaking a language I don't know on a cast.
Oh, Jerry, the only language he speaks is violence. Boros just got a Rosetta Stone course free of charge, mate. Kenzie doesn't see the jump spot for here. Does that mean Surreal has a false negative? There it is. A touch of damage taken, but not too much to be worrying. Only 13 HP confiscated. But Kenzie, it's even more than that. Zorte, if it isn't kill number 3. Redemption, potentially. As Kenzie watches a gap in the smoke, the timing might not be great. Ooh! Smoke battles, baby! And Kenzie wins it out. Surreal now watches the gap. Shalfie moves in, grabs himself an easy one. The bomb couldn't even be planted there, and forZe, they're waking up, but it's a little late in the day.
How we appreciate how we're painting Jerry out to be this sort of ruthless serial killer, whose only emotion they feel when they shoot someone is recoil, who's like only source of happiness comes in killing, and I'm not sure. Like, see, you know the pyro goggles in TF2?
Yes.
And it starts playing like, do you believe in magic? That's how I imagine Jerry sees this map now. Like, it's a catastrophe. Yeah, there's push out from mid, Zorte, missed shot, smoke grenades landing all around, the Molotovs in their windows. But for Jerry, it's having a great time.
There we go, Shalfie with the... Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Duck and cover.
It's not too much damage.
Nice catch, boys. Oh, that half a second right there probably sums up about how cold forZe are at the moment. Body blocking nades. It's a good strat in some cases. Against HG, certainly not. Surreal expected Shalfie's location. But Jerry, back on top of a ticket booth. I'm afraid you're not allowed in first class. You're too poor.
Jerry running the box office. No one's getting any good reviews. No one's getting any tickets. The only thing Jerry deals in is death. From CT.
Oh, it was sold out, mate.
Going for an info play, if anything.
Kenzie tucks into jungle. Jerry takes damage from the molly. And that's enough to finish them with that final tick as Crucial softened them up. Kenzie will they be drawn through the smoke? Surreal is indeed waiting for it, but Kenzie... Always Shadow has been spotted. Surreal still can't win the duel. What a play from Norway. They are bought low for it, but now Nertz and Crucial brought down to a 2 versus 2. Crucial's in Narnia, dude. Coming in for flank from Botswana.
He's in overpass right now.
The Botswana flank is about to activate. A tap him on the bomb. And there it is. Is there going to be time to defuse with the kit? Surely so. Oh no! The bots won! A flank worked out! I'm afraid the only bots here are forZe.
Crucial emerges, ragged clothes with a machete hacking down the trees of the undergrowth.
I've been out here for 17 years!
He's desperate for water. The only thing he can drink, though, is the blood of forZe. So he wins that 1v2 and brings Endpoint to 10-4 lead. My God.
I can't help but feel there's a little bit of hesitation there on that defuse as well.
Yeah, there was a bit instant flick to CT, where I think they imagined the shots were coming from, and that flick to the wrong position actually may have cost them quite dearly. Boros, once again with the entry, he's just crazy good. This time, though, forZe can trade.
forZe, return to aim. There we go. It feels like that Sorte is probably second kill with the AWP.
Yeah, it must have been. It genuinely must have been. Blast cannoned it as well. Luckily, it's a fun round of half, but for Batty Max, a 1v4 is unattainable.
There we go. 5 to 10. This is rescuable, Kramer. It's rescuable. It's going to take some doing, though. It's going to take some real doing.
We have a quick tech pause, and hopefully we can resume. Hopefully we can fix that as quick as humanly possible. I'm really interested as to whether or not Endpoint can keep up this momentum on their CT side. If they can on the CT side, can they do it on Inferno, a map where they categorically struggle considerably more so than they would on a Mirage, for instance, or on an Ancient? For forZe, this just isn't the forZe we're used to seeing, is it?
Not really. If we got a technical pause, I don't know if we can ask this on demand. Can we bring up the Pinnacle odds? See how they...
Hey, producer, you got that on cue? Let's see.
Anybody got the Pinnacle odds good for me? I need to have a look at some of these odds, boys. I wonder how they will have been impacted by such an effective T side from the side of Endpoint, considering that they actually prefer their CT a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely right. We haven't been abused by our producer yet, so I imagine that he does have it somewhere and he's just bringing it up for us. Hopefully, this should be a fairly quick tech pause. I'll report back to production HQ and I'll tell you what the problem is, Harry.
Okay, well, for those of you in the chat while we have this tech pause, remember you could sign up for Pinnacle with the code Winter22, pardon me, to show them that we sent you. I got to imagine a little bit of a better odds right now for the side of Endpoint.
We've got a brief pause because the coach has timed out over on forZe. That should be fixed in just a moment.
Oh. Okay. forZe will bring their coach back in. Desperately needed at this point. I'm going to look up the data as to how forZe's T side has been. Let's have a looky, shall we? It's 45% of their rounds won.
Their
rounds won. Yeah, so I was Jonathan Wast here on the cast. I realise that's mostly Wast on our viewers.
They don't even understand that. The few Endpoint viewers who might understand that. For the unpause, we look at the pistol rounds. The real with that kit and smoke, it's armor on literally every single player on the server. So for me, I'm expecting probably a push through mid actually from Endpoint here.
Indeed, a little bit of a foray. Double stacked in window. Mighty Max has got a fantastic view here. Do they expect this many players? They've heard a drop. They turn around for the second. Kenzie, remember, in our first round on the pistol, Kenzie ended up with 4 kills. Was on track for the ace. Nerds does their best to defend the apartments. Hit yourself a doorman like Nerds.
Tell you what, it works as well. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. As Endpoint with a fairly loose defensive B, looking to really pivot their defense, mainly on mid, actually. Shalfie makes a bit of noise just to keep Nuts distracted, while the rest of forZe get ready to push through, from the looks of it, short.
Also, real catch for timing is the question. Takes these peaks. Okay, they've seen one. Will they see two? Nuts sees plenty. Exchanges fire with multiple players. They soften them up, but they cannot, Crema, guarantee the kills. Surreal needs to turn around. Now, he has to deal with the plant. Shalfie can move on up here, try and take away some of this space. He claimed USP. They don't expect Shalfie to once again have got aggressive. Surreal ends up in a 1 versus 1 here with Norway, which Norway wins.
There's only so much they can do with only 11 HP. Norway, he's able to bring forZe to their 6th, and that could be where we see forZe got to put their foot down and start mounting a bit of a comeback into not only this map, but potentially this series as well. Because if that first half was anything like how they started their second, or their first even, then there's really not much to say for them in terms of momentum, particularly when it comes to Inferno.
It's Eagle buy again from Endpoint. This is what flummoxed forZe in anti-eco previous. But is time a cycle, Crema? Or is it a straight line that never rounds back upon itself? Ooh, feet seen there? Did you get a look at the OnlyFans? Oh no, not again. No. Time is not a cycle. I refuse to believe it. Surreal.
Sorry, headshot, sorry.
Oh. Dream of one Deeg, Surreal. Good reactions, but catches some aggression themselves. And there we go. Crucial and Nerds, they add to the 1D cacophony. Norway won't be able to execute the flank because guess what? Their foe is already dead. Now it's a 2 versus 2. A Galil and an AK going up against a pair of Deegs. A single Deeg. Norway puts Mighty Max in the grave. Surreal. And if they lose this round, the next one likely to be lost as well. Norway on one side, Kinsey on the other. It should be an effective crossfire. A lot of crosshair movement will be required here from Surreal. But they aren't even going to get the chance to take the first shot. Kinsey is so accurate with the Galil.
That it is. forZe are looking a little bit warmer, Harry. I don't want to say they've done enough and we think there's a comeback or a victory in the map. But they are looking a bit warmer, and they've earned themselves an easy 8th against the full eco of Endpoint. And maybe this round, Harry, could be where forZe find their momentum. There is only one player with a Mac 10, so there won't be too much cash farmed, but just keeping everyone alive would be enough.
Flawless is for Dream. And the Dream is gone. Crucial gets himself 1. But Shalfie, look at that. It's a cash farm for the boy. And they simply will not leave the last kill for Shalfie. Only 2 kills with the Mac 10. But forZe crucially begin to narrow this round gap.
It's not quite there yet, where it becomes sort of scary for Endpoint. Bear in mind that they have their full buy. Crucial already has that AWP out to try and challenge Zorte. But it's getting there. And for me, that's where things start to get a little bit concerning if you are a member over on Endpoint. If you lose this round, suddenly forZe find themselves in a position to equalise.
Oh, Crucial has to be smoked off here. So the trade capacity is going to be limited. Crucial flirts with mid, but no one's there. What a sad Valentine's Day.
Kenzie looking to join his teammate in underpass here. For Endpoint, they have somewhat of a presence in mid, but it's quite defensive to double up in connector like that. And so for forZe, they're going to get quite a bit of control before they realise how Endpoint have sort of structured this defense. Crucial being revealed, though, could give a very good inkling, particularly with Surreal revealing himself from Briggs.
Surreal, happy to just do the one and done there. Fades away into the night. And Nerds, oh, the silence has been spotted. That's a long gun, Crema. And Nerds is a thick boy, but thinks thin for a moment. And will escape with 20 HP. Surreal on the creep. But this is a no creeps allowed area, sir. It's ladies' night.
I love your analogies sometimes, Harry. Sure, they don't make sense. That's fine. Sure, they don't have to make sense. Tell you what, maybe even sometimes they're not even appropriate. But that's fine because you say it with enough conviction that people think it's funny.
Oh, semantics are for losers, Kremer.
Endpoint. That'll be lower 11th, and off the credit of, let's be honest, a messy fight in mid. I don't know how Nert survived as long as he did. I don't really know how Endpoint went through that, only losing 2 players. I don't know how Crucial was able to get his kill there and was allowed to get his kill there. But as you mentioned, schematics for losers. And 11 to 8.
Did you say schematics?
I mean, it's all the same thing.
Yes,
it's the same thing. And for forZe, they find themselves now with another investment, sure, but for forZe particularly, there ain't much utility behind this, and with only 2 nades, 2 mollies, a lot of your clearing has to be done with your rifles, which exposes yourself to have to take an aim duel against the likes of Boris, against the likes of Crucial, who are making it look pretty unfavourable at the moment. Over on the Endpoint camp, in going for a double up setup, you are increasing the economic risk, but in killing a player in midair, you give yourselves a man advantage.
However, Shalfie evens it back up to 4 versus 4. Semantics might be for losers, but the peripherals from XtraFi are not. You can get yourself a cracking deal on our partner XtraFi's peripherals with 10% off using the code WINTER10 over at their store. Mice, keyboards, headsets, whatever you like to bring your gaming experience to the next level. Nert's evidently sitting in a pretty primo gaming chair. Crucial lies in wait. They've seen one. The adjustment is not great. The ticket booth here about to be very quickly depopulated. But Mighty Max with the peel is solid. Kenzie's down. Shelfie, will they be able to look up in time? No, they will not. But the secondary player of Zorte can punish. 2 orcs strained on their position. Surely they can't both be outdueled. And Zorte with 27 HP and 100 in the bank. Yeah, that's get on your bike, kid.
How was Zorte allowed to survive that? He peeked CT twice with 2 players in jungle. I think Surreal missed that shot about 3 times. Crucial missed it about 3 as well. The fact Zorte is alive right now is a walking miracle. He must have his little rabbit's foot tucked into his pocket, a 4-leaf clover in his woven into his, I guess, turban. Is his balaclava. It's been a very miracle forZe to survive this with an AWP. And something to highlight as well, Zorte, he's only got 100 left in the bank. Even if the rest of the team force around him and that loses, they're double eco anyway. Like, Zorte doesn't have a choice here about whether or not he's double ecoing. And for Endpoint, you can sort of pave your way to kind of 13, 14 before forZe even have a grip on their economy. You're going to find yourselves in a position where for forZe to start getting their own momentum back, they need a good 3 or 4 round cushion just to reset.
Not ideal. Zorte. Can they play it as a hero? AWP in hand, surrounded. Oh, that's a great start. Surreal falls on down. Unfortunately for forZe, that's not an easily recoverable weapon, and it's an AWP as well, Kremer. A rifle would be more desirable. Zorte's got themselves a second. This is what forZe needed. A hero to step up. And Zorte, who had such a terrible CT round. The path to redemption is paved with the blood of Endpoint.
It absolutely is, and as we see Boros look to aggress through Palace, this is going to become a great angle to either exploit Zorte as he runs away, or to even catch out the bomb. But it now becomes a matter of how good is Boros' patience. Because if it gets too shallow and if he peaks at the wrong time, he dies. It's another M4 for forZe, and in a 2-on-4, Endpoint just have to save in a round they really should be winning. Luckily,
Kremer, it's a wrong read.
Favors Boros here, and he can very well get the bomb off the back of it.
They could get the bomb. Kenzie, though, checks behind. Timing definitely not the help of forZe right now. Zorte is going to be looking in the wrong direction. The AWP can be taken away. Boros waits for a moment. Jerry saw them. Zorte again! A no-scope! The hero!
Oh,
This
no.
AWP's been blessed by his babushka!
A heartbreaking round. Absolutely heartbreaking for Endpoint, and I don't know what to say. They had about 6 opportunities to kill zorZe. They don't, and they're punished so badly for it. Boosted up, Norway is good for the first, even though these remaining 2 players just thimbles of HP left. It doesn't matter. There isn't a single iota on forZe's being. That gives mercy. And while crucial, it gives no scopes. No scopes don't win rounds.
Indeed they don't. Well, one did. Unfortunately, it was zorTe's. And while they do fall on down here and lose the AWP Kramer, I think zorTe's pretty happy with how they performed in that round.
I can't help but think that for forZe, that they weren't expecting to win that round. To the extent
What
where
do we do
they...
now?
Yeah, to the extent where they actually just didn't... I don't think they were expecting zorTe to survive. Sure, he doesn't survive, but I don't think they were expecting a round win off the back of that. And
I wasn't expecting such a glorious martyrdom.
yeah, look at Endpoint's buy as well. Like, this is a bad position to be in. All of a sudden, this game's been turned on its head.
Deagle's going to be joining Mighty Max here, playing the jump spot. Yet to spot Norway. But there is an execution flash line